If you're in the market for some upgrades for Orktober or just for your Space Marines, Pop Goes the Monkey has you covered.
Spiky bits.
It's Orktober already, and well, there's a lot going on at Shapeways right now. I just got in this pack of Orky glyphs here that you can definitely use for any vehicles out there, and we'll show you and compare this to some stuff that you could actually attach them to here in a minute after we go over to Pop Goes the Monkey's website and show you some of the pricing and different things on all this. But the reason we're showing you kind of some Orks and some Marine stuff here is because Shapeways is actually raising prices. Now, all of Pop Goes the Monkey stuff's grandfathered in until the end of the year 2018, but after that, nobody's really sure what's in store as far as additional shipping, surcharges on smaller parts. So just be aware that there is some dope new releases over there, and now might be the time to scoop them up if you got projects out there like stuff here for Death Watch. They've got all sorts of crazy heretical upgrade heads now, which are pretty neat, and as well as some kind of Mark 1 through 5 kind of looking heresy type heads right here, and glyphs and badges and all sorts of things galore. If you have a need, he'll even do custom stuff for you. So let's run over there and check out his site. So here it is, www.popgoesthemonkey.com. Of course, we'll put the link right below in the video and the comments for you all here. It's also hosted over on Shapeways, so you can always type in 3D bits and find them over on there. It has a ton of stuff, like I said, for Orktober, but not just Orktober, like tons and tons. 1,600 some products currently in here, from power armor, Terminator armor, squad markings, shapes, weapons, all sorts of different things in here. But obviously for Orktober, he's gonna have a bunch of kits here, bits kind of upgrade for vehicles and different things. All the different clans, you name it, it's in here. Glyphs, all sorts of different things to customize your vehicles, because I mean, at the end of the day, well, that's what it's all about. And for 20 bucks, getting quite a bit of pieces here. The piece count's kind of ridiculous, to be quite honest. Let's see. They don't really say how many you actually get. Oh man, ships in the 6 to 10 business days, but you can see there, it's definitely a ton. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that's just approximating right there. Very easy to do. We got a couple of these to show you today, but for $20, definitely not too shabby. No, but that's not it. They've got all sorts of different things here. I've got a bunch of bits to show you. So let's see. Let's run it down real quick. Different weapons. I think we got some melee weapons, some swords with the Inquisition kind of eye type symbol on here. These aren't exact. These are, you know, things that they can actually produce. There is, oh, here they are. It's very similar to this. So this particular one right here, just with a different symbol in the middle kind of type deal. So 5 left hand, 5 right hand, and 1 with no hand. So you can just put them on a belt. Nice, big, chunky power sword. Works. Looks like it works pretty good for Primaris dudes. We're about to find out. I'll show you here in a second. But $14.99 for those. And also the brand new heads. You can also click, like if you come here pretty often, you can definitely click and look for the most recent stuff over here. And you'll see that they've got, where are they? Record. Here they are. So a whole bunch of new helmets. Spiked Nightmare helmets are looking great. They've got Angel Squad helmets, Crested helmets, Wrecker Squad helmets, Hydra Legion helmets, all sorts of different things. They fit, of course, on both sides, Space Marines, Primaris, and regular. So that's pretty cool. And then to really kind of drill down into it for something like as a project that I'm working on, Xenos Hunter. That is something I'm working on here. He's got these bent, they call them bent bits, where they go on greaves, or you can put them on shoulder pads. Then there's full-on sets of shoulder insignia, so you can just put them over existing shoulder pads if you have the ETB one, ETB Primaris or something like that. vehicle insignia packs. Those are flat backs, and we'll show you that if you want to put them on things like Rhinos and Corvus. You only need one set of these. I mean, look how many parts you get right there. It's such a great value, and it's so easy to customize your stuff. I like these two with the big gaudy kind of skull and crossbones type deal. And there's one other set, I think it's Death Watch icons. There's this pack of Death Watch icons. I don't know, I think it's about $15. Well, I can't find it here because there's so much stuff in the store, so many different bits, Dreadnought missile launchers, like all sorts of different things. But what's cool about it is that you can put them, they're convex, so you can put them over existing pads to kind of upgrade anything you might already have put together, or again, the ETB kind of Marines that are already kind of one piece. So let's check them out on the paint table here. We got a bunch of stuff to go through real quick to show you how cool these bits really are, and you know how easy they are to actually put on your models. So now that you saw what all of these parts look like over on their site, we will show you how they look like on actual Games Workshop models. Well, actually, and we have some Cromlech stuff here too, because it is Orktober, right? So let's get all this stuff out of the way here and show you some dope looking things. So first up, I'm sure a lot of you are here for some Orktober releases. Now this is Cromlech's Tankette. You can probably see it on a video that's going to drop right about now-ish here on the channel. This is pretty cool. Now Cromlech doesn't have any issues with detail whatsoever. There's no lick of flat, undetailed area on any of their stuff. But if you did want to add some glyphs and things, this kind of gives you an idea. Well, that's Death Watch. Kind of gives you an idea, like, hey, I want to play the snakes. That's totally not Snakebite Clan, but if you want to play the snakes, you can kind of see how they compare here, where you could put them and different things. There's a lot of open areas on some of those Games Workshop kits that are coming out that we've seen previewed, and these would definitely go a long way. Now, the one thing I like about all this stuff, and it's kind of hard to see in, you know, just by the lighting and everything, but the backs are where the print lines are. Like this is kind of rough and scratchy right here. This is where the print lines are. So you're gonna glue this down, and the frosted detail, depending on which material finish you select, is gonna be nice and smooth here. Now you do want to wash this out with a little soap and water, dish soap. Treat it just like you would any resin material. But other than that, you know, it's solid, it's good to go. These look great. The moon icons look amazing, very crisp. You just got to be very careful clipping them off there. Use some flush cutters. Generic orc, all sorts of dope things right there. Little mesh, little hot rod flames. I don't know where he thinks of this stuff up, but I love it. And let me tell you what. So that's the orc complement to all this. Now, say you're a Death Watch player and you don't feel like, hey, look, here's a Games Workshop kit with lots and lots of Baer area, right? Sometimes it's a little daunting to folks, but if you had an upgrade kit that gave you some dope little skulls, some Inquisition skulls and things like that, like, you know, we just showed you these are about $20, they would fit right on here just fine. Again, you can kind of see when I put it over where the horizontal lines are on the back, the printing lines, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You'll be able to throw some paint right on here, like nobody's business. And they've also got bits. Man after my own heart when you got bits right there. So first up, Death Watch Squad upgrade pads here. I think they're called Xenos Hunters. We just showed you those over on his site. Now it's kind of hard to see the detail here, so I kind of feel glad we showed you, but very raised, very pronounced, and the print lines are on the inside. You get a set of 10 of those. Right there you can see all the great detail and all the little kind of glyphs or writing and stuff on the inside right there. And then you can kind of see when I twist it, the print lines. And let me tell you what, I love these big chunky pads for Terminators. They just look so much more dope than, oh shoot, where I had one other one, but I put the Terminator away. I had one to compare to the plastic Death Watch pad from Games Workshop. It's so much smaller. I was like, look, I know what I'm going with right there. And you get a set of 10 of those. And I think there's a couple of different sizes as well. But they look great with the big, ridiculously overpronounced and extended skull and crossbones right there. I think that stuff definitely looks fresh. And then on the Heretic side of things, these great winged heads right here. I think they call them Ferrum Demonic, something or another. It's almost like a cross, a horsey style, berserker looking helm with wings. I love it. These would look great. Obviously, they don't, look good on Dark Angels, but you kind of get the idea there. And then there's the other set. I think they've got 3 different ones of these. These are the crested helms. These look great for a lot of different things with the studs on the back and everything like that. So some really great looking bits as well. Now, not stopping the Deathwatch train. We all know Primaris are good. Oh, and another thing you can use these for too, and I don't have any built to show you, is aggressors. Aggressors, these would look amazing on aggressors, and aggressors are one of the better choices for Deathwatch because they can actually deep strike in. Say you have some of these guys and you want to have a different chapter over here, but you don't think it looks right with decals when you got like these dope looking pads on the left shoulder. They have those upgrade convex icon things right here, a whole bunch of different chapters that all look great, and the print marks on the inside. So say you want to be Raven Guard, you just slap that over there, and these work for Primaris and normal Space Marines because remember that all the shoulder pads and heads are exactly the same. So Primaris or normal guys, it doesn't matter. Here, I'll actually show you. I got a little Devastator Duder right here. So here's the Devastator Duder, a Buster Marine, so to speak, and you can see that Salamander pad would go right over top with no problem right there. So doesn't matter what your size is, these are going to work for you. And then they've even got, say you just want to go straight icons for your Deathwatch, they've got this set that are curved on the back. Of course, the print lines are back there, and you can just put those, forget using a big, over ridiculously big shoulder pad, just slap these on things. You could even put them, actually these are probably a little too big. These are more for just going straight over shoulder pads. If you wanted to do like icons, they have this little icon set with like Inquisition symbols right here, and these really tend to go well, like they're convex. Wait a minute, hold on, let me look. Yep, okay, make sure I'm doing it right. So they'll go over like backpack areas on the front here, you know, all sorts of different places. You can kind of attach these and get a really unique look for any of your Deathwatch. And that's just, you know, that's just the one thing that pertains to me. And I was like, oh cool, yeah, send me some Deathwatch, I'll talk about them, because you know that's what I actually play. But there's, you saw there's like 1,600 products over there, so there's so much stuff. And then last but certainly not least, they have some of these swords. There was the 10-pack of swords. They got one here that doesn't have a hand, 4 that have a left hand, 4 that have a right hand. And they're, I was looking at them earlier, I think they're more on the Terminator side of things, because we have that Terminator and I wanted to show you. Of course, some of them fell off in my excitement. Here we go. So this is definitely a Terminator with a salt cannon here. You can kind of see that it is about Terminator size. It's not really going to work for a Primaris. Oh, it could work for a Primaris. Nah, I think it's still a little too big for a Primaris right there. So these are going to work great for Terminators or any size, any model of Terminator, because the fist is kind of stylized to be a little bit more generic, I suppose, whereas the blade has an Inquisition symbol, and they would obviously look good in the hands of Grey Knights, or even, you know, depending on what sisters get eventually. But you can get these with any icon there in the middle, so they look fresh. These are a little too big, like I said, for normal Marines, but tons and tons of stuff available over there on Pop Goes the Monkey, of course. So whatever your needs are, don't forget to check out Pop Goes the Monkey, of course, this holiday season, so you can lock in the normal pricing on all those bits over there on Shapeways.
Spiking bits.